to the main presentation, and the first presentation will be made by the Mariana Faciroli, the lawyer and the representative of BTS ARMY Help the Planet. She is the youth leader, and she is leading the voluntary citizens movement for the global sustainability. She is the huge fan of the ARMY, the BTS, and they are working for the SDGs. So it is very unique connection with our event. So please come up to the stage and go ahead for your presentation. Please welcome her with a big round of applause.
Mr. Park Hong-joon, Mayor of Busan, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, 8th Secretary General of the UN, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Mariana Faciroli from Brazil. I'm here today representing ARMY Help the Planet, the biggest non-profit project founded by armies for the promotion of social environmental causes in honor of BTS in Brazil. It is a privilege and an honor just to attend the World Peace Forum in Busan, and even more to have the opportunity to cross the globe, just to have the opportunity to speak on the issue of youth leadership for global sustainability, a topic so dear to me as a researcher on the sustainable development and the 2030 Agenda, and also a person who is engaged in social environmental activism, sharing with you about ARMY Help the Planet actions. So, I would like to thank the Busan Foundation for International Cooperation and the Busan Metropolitan City immensely for the invitation and for making it possible to me to be here today. The 2030 Agenda is the result of a long transformation of the concept of development and the progress on the issue sustainability within the United Nations, which, since the 1972 UN Conference on Human Environment, have brought this theme to the center of the international debate in its major conference, seeking for global engagement for sustainable economic growth that is socially inclusive and environmentally sustainable at the same time. However, the journey to include sustainability as an essential element for political and economic decisions was neither easy or simple. It was after years of negotiations and dialogue, bringing together governments, civil society, and also of millions of ordinary people all around the globe, seeking to learn for the failures and success of the past initiatives that the 193 member states of the UN unanimously approved the 2030 Agenda at the Special Summit at the UN in September 2015, including Brazil and South Korea. The preamble defines the 2030 Agenda as a plan of action and established 17 Sustainable Development Goals and 169 corresponding targets, which aim to be achieved by the year of 2030, with the motto, "Leave no one behind." Shaped by the so-called 5 Ps highlighted in its preamble: people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnership, the 2030 Agenda sought to address equitably the 3 dimensions of sustainable development: economical, social, and environmental. However, it goes far beyond the traditional tripods to face sustainability in a multidimensional way, proposing an integrated and non-fragmented implementation, supported by a comprehensive approach of mobilization of actors and resources for its achievement. The Sustainable Development in the 2030 Agenda is presented as a goal to be achieved that is guided by the universality principle, which seeks the benefits of all, including women, children, youth, future generation, and that must be pursued and promoted by all, with states and all the stakeholders acting in a collaborative partnership. The scale and ambition of the agenda require the inclusion of new partners, such as national parliaments, regional and local authorities, universities, the public and private sector, voluntary groups, and civil society in general. We see, therefore, that it's necessary to abandon the idea that the responsibility to make the necessary changes for environmental preservation and social improvement belongs only to governments and states. Of course, they have the main responsibility and power for it, but we can stand legally by. Everyone can and must take action to make our society, our city, our country, and our planet a better place. Extreme climate events and weather events are becoming more and more common. Hunger, inequality, and labor exploitation are severe problems that are being aggravated by the pandemic. Climate science is clear in stating that we are heading in the wrong direction, and the world is close to reaching climate-bound tips, in which all of us, all generations, will be faced with reversible changes in the climate change system, including those who will come after us. We need to take action, and we need to act now. As Mr. Ban Ki-moon once said, there is no plan B because there is no planet B. The SDG 17 aims precisely to strengthen the means of implementation of the agenda and revitalize the global partnership for the sustainable development, with one of these targets being to encourage and promote effective public-private, and civil society partnerships. And it is in this context that a voluntary initiative of civil society, such as ARMY Help the Planet, has its role of contribution for the achievement of the SDGs recognized in the 2030 Agenda itself, an initiative inspired by the Korean group BTS. It all started in August of 2019, when the Amazon rainforest was burning with almost 4,000 outbreaks of fire, devastating an area estimating 41,000 square kilometers of forest, according to data of the Brazilian Institute of Spatial Research, an area that, for purpose of illustration, corresponds of 40% of the territory of South Korea. The toxic smoke of the fires traveled for miles, turning day into light in São Paulo, a city 2,000 kilometers from the focus of the fire. Faced with the situation, the B-armies, as we call the Brazilian armies, the BTS fans, organically mobilized themselves to create a tag on Twitter to draw attention to what was happening here in the country and spread the word about ways to help. The tag was ARMY Help the Planet. The tag went viral and entered the Twitter trending topics, thanks to ARMY from all over the world who engaged the cause by sharing. From the perception of the power of mobilization that the fund has, many B-armies decided they didn't want this impact to be something temporary. From there, several B-army experts from various areas volunteered, along with Brazilian fund bases, to extract the idea of continuing with the actions. So, ARMY Help the Planet was born, with campaigns initially focused on the environmental and later also including social actions. ARMY Help the Planet is a non-profit project gathered by professionals who are BTS fans, moved and inspired by the members' group Art and Actions. Take as example the good that the 7 members do to the world, moved by the desire to also contribute to make the world a better place. BTS members, both in their arts and in their personal actions, have spoken out on political and socio-economic issues, ranging from youth unemployment, social and economic equality, mental health, and self-love. Include spearheading campaigns such as Love Myself, with campaign in partnership with UNICEF, and promote donations for relevant causes as the Black Lives Matters. Through their talents and their hearts, the members of BTS inspired people around the world to use their own voices, to speak ourselves, to take an unachieving stance, encourage action for the changes they want in their realities, making ARMY a powerful force in engaging on social and environmental issues, and, in light of this, an actor in the global partnerships towards the Sustainable Development Goals. One of the fruits of this inspiration is ARMY Help the Planet. The ARMY Help the Planet currently have 54 volunteers aged between 18 and 48, who are specialists or in training of various areas of knowledge. Our team of volunteers includes environmental engineers, lawyers, architects, psychologists, journalists, designers, translators, among other specialties, who together make this project happen. We are all ordinary people, doing the best that we can to take action and be agents of change, voluntarily engaged citizens through actions for social and environmental sustainability. Like Bantam Boys, our philosophy is that teamwork makes the dream work. In 3 years of story, the ARMY Help the Planet has already collected several successful campaigns on behalf of social and environmental causes, and that certainly contributes to the achievement of the SDGs in Brazil. I will present some of them relating to the goals and targets of the 2030 Agenda. I will start by mentioning 2 campaigns carried out in favor of the environment. The ARMY Help the Amazon was the first fundraising campaign held by the ARMY Help the Planet in September of 2019 in the partnership with the NGO Iniciativa Verde and the Instituto de Pesquisa Ambiental da Amazônia, 2 renowned institutes in Brazilian medicine, with the modest goal of sponsor the planting of 2,000 native trees in the city of Altamira, located in the Amazon Preservation Region. The campaign raised a total of 90,000 reais, approximately 2,300,000 won, managed to fund the planting of 200 trees, doubling the initial goal. ARMY Help the Pantanal was created as an emergency campaign against the recurring fires in the year of 2020 in the Pantanal region, the world's largest tropical wetland area. It was made in the collaboration between ARMY Help and other Brazilian fund bases in partnership with the Instituto Homem Pantaneiro, which is one of the main organizations for the protection and preservation of this Brazilian biome. The aim of this campaign was financing the logistical support in the fight in the fire, like hiring and training firefighters, the acquisition of personal protective equipment, and supplies needed for the work. 50,000 reais, equivalent to 13,200,000 800,000 won was raised in only 2 weeks. This campaign is very special for ARMY Help the Planet because it won the Benfeitoria Award for the best crowdfunding campaign on its platform for the environmental category. These two actions can contribute to the SDG 15, which is to protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystems. In April of 2021, a partnership with the Instituto Socioambiental was made to support the People of the Forest campaign, with the objective of supporting communication, articulation, and political mobilization actions in defense of the rights of indigenous peoples and traditional populations in Brazil. This action can contribute, among others, to the targets of the SDG 10, reducing inequality within among countries, of the SDG 11, making cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, and also to the targets of the SDG 12, ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. In June of 2021, together with Fiocruz, our respected National Research Foundation, linked to Brazilian Ministry of Health, and with partnership with several Brazilian BTS fan bases, ARMY Help the Planet held the Army Against Hunger campaign. Using the hashtag Basic to Save, more than 60,000 reais, approximately 14,800,000 won, was raised. The money was destined to Fiotech's United Against COVID-19 program, which distributes food baskets to people in social vulnerability. Action that could have an impact on the SDG 2, end hunger, achieve food security, improve nutrition, and promote sustainable agriculture. ARMY Help Manaus was an emergency collaborative partnership campaign to sponsor the purchase of oxygen, medical supplies, and necessary items for COVID-19 hospitalized patients in the city of Manaus, in the state of Amazonas. In a collapse of the local healthcare system, in January of 2021, thousands of people were dying of asphyxiation due to the lack of oxygen cylinders. Carried out with partnership with the NGO Moradia e Cidadania, the campaign raised 60,000 reais, approximately 16,331 in only 2 weeks. And also related to the fight against the COVID, the ARMY Help has partnered with the Everybody for the Vaccines, a network created by connected organizations aiming to disseminate scientific information and fight misinformation, united with a single goal: to promote awareness about the importance of the vaccination against COVID-19 and other vaccine-preventable diseases. These two actions can contribute to the SDG 3, which is ensure healthy lives and promote well-being for all at all ages. And through all other campaigns not mentioned, the last one I will present today for you today is the Tira o Título ARMY campaign, something like Go Get Your Voter ID ARMY, translated into English. This campaign was started by the ARMY Help the Planet in April of 2021, dedicated to disseminate information and awareness on issues related to politics, democracy, the Brazilian legislative process, voting, and practical aspects of obtaining the voter ID. In addition, the campaign aims to highlight the importance of the participation in the electoral process. In short, We started this campaign because we identified delicate moments in political contest in our country, with some people even questioning the democratic regime. The population, in general, is quite unbelieving in the institutions and distant from issues related to politics, especially the young population. You see, in Brazil, citizens aged by 18 are obliged to vote. It's a duty under penalty of some administrative sanctions. But for citizens between 16 and 17, voting is a faculty, a right. Data point out the lowest level of electoral registration of young people in 30 years at the time our campaign began. Considering that in October of this year, we had presidential elections in Brazil, we intensified the campaign from January 22, mainly encourage the young people register to vote. We emphasize that this campaign is non-partisan. We do not support any specific politician or candidate. We are providing knowledge so the citizens can exercise their vote conscientiously. Among other initiatives for this campaign, in April, in partnership with the Projetemos Collective, ARMY helped the planet carry out projections of this campaign in buildings of 7 states, capitals of the Brazil. In images, we use emblematic phrases from the BTS songs and speeches. In this picture, you can see the projection in Brasília, the capital of Brazil, where the main buildings of the 3 powers are located, with the phrase, "Speak yourself." In this other one, the projection in Porto Alegre, with the adaptation in Portuguese of a phrase from the song Tomorrow. Tomorrow will keep coming, and we are too young to give up. In this one, the project on the city of São Paulo, with the phrase from Vote by RM. The vote is yours, but future is ours. This action was really something incredible because it gained a repercussion and a visibility that we never imagined. One of the ARMY Helps tweets was shared by the actor Mark Ruffalo, the Hulk from Marvel, and became news in the main Brazilian newspapers. The first phase of this campaign was a success, with our hashtag being the most used on the subject on the country, contributing for the record of young people registering to vote in 3 months. This action can contribute to the SDG 16. Promote peaceful, inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. The importance of the global partnership on the 2030 Agenda and mobilizing efforts to achieve the SDGs, even in the face of unexpected global situation as the COVID-19 pandemic, was reinforced by the BTS members themselves in the speech made at the 76th UN General Assembly, which they attended as envoys of the Korean government, precisely with the aim of promoting the SDGs, especially among young people. All this context showed the importance of art and the transforming power that it has. It was through their art that 7 boys from Korea managed to touch the hearts of millions of people around the world. The genuine message was able to be understood and disseminated, overcoming barriers of language, race, gender, age, religious beliefs, encourage everyone to love themselves and to use their own voices, to have an empathetic mindset, and to fight for what they believe in. The members of the BTS are true youth leaders for a sustainable future, and their good influence has turned the ARMY, made up of people from all over the world, of all ages, of all backgrounds, into leaders for a better future as well. ARMY truly lives up to its meaning, adorable representatives MC for youth. Thus, our final message is, take action. No matter how small it may seem, just do it. If your action transforms just one person's life for better, then it's already worth it. We never know the power of the reach of good actions have unless we try it. So, we at the ARMY Help the Planet invite you today, just like Bantam, to use your voices, speak yourself, and take part in the great global partnership for the SDGs. We all are members of the global community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mariana, for your very, how would I say, calm presentation. 저희들이 생각할 적에
So when I think of it, so from the perspective of Korea, it's amazing to see what's happening in Brazil with the power of BTS and how they're working to achieve the sustainable development goals or to protect the environment. So it was really interesting and it's refreshing. Thank you so much for your presentation.